Good, kind of just take a couple minutes to introduce yourself, any background you think is relevant, to the race and things we should know. And then, we'll just take, if you could, take general questions on, the race, the town, and, plans you might have, so.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Alrighty, I'm Johnny Sweeney Jr. I am running for the office of Town of Somerset Supervisor. I am a full-time dairy farmer in partnership with my brother, and we live on the West Somerset Road in Appleton, and we own and operate Mapleview Dairy.
All right. Actually, I should tell you too, if my cell phone rings, I have to run out real quick and wait for a call from the doctor, so I'll peel out. Okay, I guess plans you might have, should you win, and ideas you have?
Sure. I'm quite interested in bringing in some new types of businesses here to the town of Somerset. I've thought an awful lot about it. Would like to, since we're an agricultural community, I would like to bring in some low impact business. One of the things that I've thought about is possibly farmers market. Set up somewhere around Route 18. Mm-hmm. Route 18 is a wine trail, and it goes right up along the lake. So a farmers market, since we are agricultural, would allow the farmers and your vegetable growers to bring produce there and offer to the public. So that's one thing that I would like to bring into the town. Also, with the possible construction of windmills in the town of Somerset, we do have some older style homes, larger homes that may fit well with a bed and breakfast. So I would like to promote that, give some incentives to people to set up bed and breakfasts and use them again for the wine trail, and also possibly tourism for wind energy towers that may be erected in the town.
What's your thought on wind energy proposals and the movements going in right now?
I think wind energy is a viable source in the town of Somerset. When I was appointed town supervisor, I formed a windmill committee, which you're probably well aware of, and we looked into drafting both commercial and residential laws to bring both of those to the forefront of the town. Right. We got both those adopted, and now the new supervisor has brought a company in that is interested in putting windmills in town. Right. That's not going to end if I am elected. We will continue with that company, and we will also look at other companies that may be interested in setting something up too. It's more important to be, in my opinion, to be a little competitive to see what we can get the best deal for, for the buck that we're putting out.
Okay. How was this company picked? I guess I don't know the background. Was it bid out, or is it just feeling out right now?
No, it wasn't bid out. When the present supervisor came into office, he contacted them and brought them in. Okay. The other town councilman had requested some companies to come also, and they didn't follow through. The council did their job, but the companies did want to come into the town.
Okay. How does that work as far? I know the city and the town and the county, they have a bidding process. So do you have to follow strict bidding process rules in your town, or how does that?
It's so new. It's so new, and what they're doing right now, they have some proposals. They were working on a host community agreement. Okay. I don't have the numbers on that because I'm not on the board, so I don't know what their financials are on that, but that's the way to go. Have a host community agreement, and the board ultimately has to decide, yes, we want this group to come in, or no, we don't want to. They're responsible for setting up leases with the landowners if that's the way they're going to proceed. But I think it's something that needs to be looked at, and I'm pleased that we are at least looking at it. Maybe in the end it won't work out. Right. We gotta take a look at it.
Sure.
So, has there been any opposition among the residents to it?
In January of 2006, we held a public hearing on whether to ban wind energy or not from the town. I was a town councilman then. We had about 80 to 90 people that were present at that hearing, and their overwhelming support to bring wind energy to the town. And I took over as supervisor at the end of January, and I did just that. I formed the committee. We did all the groundwork, which right now the company's, well, the company is looking at right now, but we did the groundwork. It took us 18 months to look at hundreds of pieces of information from all across, not just New York State, but across the country.
What do you think the biggest challenge facing the town in the next few years is?
The largest challenge right now is the IDA AES pilot. And I certainly was against that whole pilot when it took place. I voiced my opinion against it last October. And I do today. I still am against the whole procedure that it took place. It was not, it wasn't up in the forefront, and that's where it needed to be. The community spoke loud and clear also at a public hearing back last October and said that they didn't want the pilot. I am also firmly in favor of the appeal process that the town has voted to go after as soon as the agreement with Judge Clark is signed. And the town's going to appeal that process. So we need to have a final decision, and I believe that my constituents need to have an answer.
How about the proposed pier?
The proposed pier, again, I'm not involved with town government on that level right now, but as a resident of the town and a taxpayer, if the pier can bring economic development, growth, and also jobs to our community, I'm certainly in favor of it.
Is there any kind of a downside? You have a lot of people coming in doing like lakeside development with. We just had the Wilson supervisor, and he said, they have a lot of people building, really fancy houses along the lakefront. Do you have that coming, or
not at the present time? Not at the present time, because our lakefront is pretty much taken up with cottages. We have Golden Hill State Park at the far eastern end, and then it comes all the way up through to Newfane on the western end. There is a piece of property there just west of the coal plant that is lakefront property. It's undeveloped, and I suppose if the individual who owns it could get what he wants for it, it may be, may be developed. But there isn't a whole lot of area down there. There are people that are building in the lake area, not necessarily on the lakefront, and they're building some pretty expensive homes.
Okay.
Hearing that a lot, these expensive homes.
Yes.
It's good to hear it. Yes.
Well, property taxes in the town of Somerset are relatively cheap.
Yeah.
One of the cheapest in Niagara County.
Right.
Our school taxes went from $16.04 a thousand to $18.02 this year, which is a jump.
Right.
And of course, there's going to be a jump next year. Right. The town is holding the line on theirs, and we will see an increase in our county.
Right. Right.
But as it's been for the last 20 years, Somerset has been the place that an individual or a family who does not have that high level of income can come to the town of Somerset and build a home or own a home and be able to take care of everything they need to take care of because the tax rates are so low. Right. And that's another one of my priorities is keeping our tax base intact. And that's this pilot just does not do that. It doesn't keep our tax base intact. It moves it from the wealthy company who is very prosperous to the other people. It just shifts the tax burden, and it really shouldn't do that.
Why get involved again, I guess? You've been out for a little while, not very long, but why do you want to put yourself back into?
Well, I started back in 1988. I was asked if I'd be interested in the planning board, and I was interested in working with the people and working on different projects. I was aware of some of the things that they were doing, but it wasn't, really involved. So I spent 15 years on the planning board, and then I filled a vacancy on the town council, and was on there for about a little over 3 years, and then I was asked if I'd be interested in a supervisor's post, and I was certainly interested in the supervisor's post when Herbert Downs stepped down, and I made it pretty clear that I wanted to run for the job. I didn't want to hand it to him.
Right.
Election law, whatever that may be, said that you can't do that.
Right.
They appoint you, and then you run the next term, and that's what happened, and I lost the last election.
Right.